Hello students, today we are going to learn a new topic liquidation account of the subject corporate accounting. In this topic we will learn what is liquidation, its features, its modes of winding up and one practical problem. If you see this image liquidation, in this image, you can see the word is sale. Liquidation means what? All the selling activity. Means at the time of winding up, at the time of closing the company, everything must go out from the company. Means whichever have the company, which belonging to the company, all the property can be sold out and liability can be paid. That is the liquidation. So let's see.
Liquidation value. Liquidation value is the estimated total worth of a company's tangible assets in the event the company goes out of business. A company's liquidation value can tell how much the physical items that the company owns are worth after they've been bought at market rate, have been used and depreciated, but are not completely scrap. You should know your company's liquidation value if you think you might need to sell it fast. Knowing your liquidation value ahead of time will be a great value to you. It gives you confidence when making financial decisions, especially if you ever field offers to buy your business from an outside investor. Here's an example. Tanya has inherited her family's business. For years, revenue was great. But lately, it's been slow. She wonders if she should sell the business. Calculating the company's liquidation value will help her decide. To calculate liquidation value, Tanya needs to find out how much the tangible assets originally cost. She looks at the balance sheet to determine their book value, or how much they're worth to the business. Then she contacts manufacturers to learn the assets' scrap value, how much they're worth when they're all worn out. Next, she talks to a reputable auction house to figure out the auction value. Finally, she calculates the business's liabilities. She gets the business's liquidation value by subtracting liabilities from auction value. Tanya will have to weigh some other factors to decide if she wants to keep the family business going. But knowing its liquidation value is a great start.
Liquidation. Liquidation is a legal procedure by which the corporate life of the company can be terminated. All the process which are established by the law that can be terminated, it is called as a liquidation. The liquidation, the same meaning is called winding up. Winding up of the company means what? All the assets of the company can be sold out. All the property, all the assets can be sold out. And the amount realized by selling the assets that can be utilized to pay the liability of third parties. And the remaining amount can be distributed between the equity shareholders and preference shareholder is called as a liquidation. Here we see the features of liquidation. We have already learned in the introduction. First feature says realization of all the assets. Whatever the asset, fixed asset, current asset, all the assets can be sold out and the amount can be utilized. But for the realization of the asset, one person can be appointed by the company is called as a liquidator. So first feature says realization of the assets. Second, the amount realized by selling the asset that can be utilized to payment and to settle the claim. Means all the payment of the liability can be done here. And in the third feature is distribution of the remaining amount or distribution of the residual amount among the members, means among the shareholders of the company. Here are some modes of winding up. Three modes are here. First is the compulsory winding up. At the time of registration of the company have to give some years for their registration. And when that period can be completed, and at the time of the period is completed, that is called as a compulsory winding up. Voluntary winding up, There are two types. First is the member voluntary winding up, and second is the creditor's mode of winding up. And last is winding up subject to supervision of court. That court gives the order to winding up or to liquidate the company, then organization have to liquidate it. Here are some payment sequence that we have to follow for the practical problem. Means first is the legal charges. All the law charges have to pay first upon. Second is the liquidator remuneration. Liquidator who is appointed to sell all the assets of the company, so he will receive the remuneration. That remuneration has the second sequence. Then cost of liquidation or cost of winding up. Third is payment to preferential creditors and debenture holders. Here, preferential creditors means all the payment can be made to government. For example, income tax. And debenture holders means preferential creditors and debenture holder, there can be security can be kept. Next is payment to unsecured creditor, where no any kind of security can be kept by the organization to take the liability is called as an unsecured creditor. And the difference or remaining amount can be distributed between the partners or shareholders. That shareholders are the preference and equity. So first number in the shareholders is the preference shareholder, and next, that is the last number, is the equity shareholders. Here we will see one problem. First upon we will read it, and at the time of reading we have to understand what are the concept. For the calculation of liquidation, there is a format that is the same like as a cash account that we have already learned in the 11th, 12th. Cash account, receipt side and receipt side and payment side. Debit side says cash, when cash comes in says receipt side, and when cash goes out, that is the payment side. On the liability side, where Bad Luck Limited Bikaner went into voluntary liquidation on 31st March 2019. On the liability side, first number is the share capital. Here are two shares are, but every shares should be fully paid up. 15,000 first number is 15,000 preference shares of rupees 10 each fully paid. Here the word have been displayed fully paid, means 15,000 into 10 is equal to 1,50,000. That is, these are the totally paid up. Equity share, 20,000 number of equity shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 7 paid up. Means face value was rupees 10, and out of 10 they have paid only 7 rupees, means rupees 3 they have not yet paid. So we have to recover these rupees 3 from per equity shareholder, that is from total 20,000 equity shares, rupees 3 into 20,000. So we can receive 60,000 rupees from equity shareholder. We can receive, so this 60,000 will transfer to our receipt side. Next number is secured loan from bank, that is a secured loan. But here one property, that is a stock of raw material have been kept as a security. This loan is 38,000. And when we will sold this stock of raw material, we will consider this loan 38,000. Preferential creditors, that is a government payment, 1,200. Next is unsecured creditor, where no any kind of security is there. Cash in hand, organization have already the cash, that is rupees 10,000, and all these are some asset. We have only stock of raw material, finished goods, other asset and profit and loss. We have not to consider all these old value. We have to consider only the adjustment value for the calculation of liquidation. First adjustment says stock of raw material realized by bank. The word displayed here by bank, that is not by the liquidator. So we cannot give the remuneration on this 30,000 because this asset realized by bank only rupees 30,000. But stock of raw material is kept as a security on the secured loan from bank. Means we have taken, that is Bad Luck Limited, for example Bad Luck Limited taken the loan rupees 38,000, and for this loan they have kept the security as a stock of raw material, and when the bank realized because Bad Luck Limited cannot pay this liability. So bank directly realized this asset. So 38,000 out of 38,000, 30,000 can be recovered. So 30,000 can be recovered from 38,000. So remaining 8,000 will be shifted to unsecured creditor. Next is the finished goods and other asset, total 80 and 20,000. Remuneration of liquidator is fixed rupees 1,000 plus 3% on asset realized by him, means he want the fixed remuneration rupees 1,000 and 3% on the asset realized. He has realized two assets. First is the stock of finished goods rupees 80,000 and other asset rupees 20,000. It means he has realized of rupees 1 lakh, and on that amount he will receive 3% remuneration. Liquidation expenses, when there is sequence, then we will put this 11,000. Preferentials are the preferential right as regards the capital repayment. Same, the preferential shareholder had the preferential right for payment of dividend and capital repayment. Here we will see the same practical problem in overall calculation. Okay, in the last they have given first legal charges. Here is not mentioned the legal charges, so we will dash here. If the amount will be given, then we will write, and otherwise we will dash here. It is a dash. Next format is liquidator remuneration. In the last we have already read it. Liquidator remuneration, first is the fixed amount they have given in the adjustment rupees 1,000 plus they have already mentioned 3% on assets realized. Okay, so what is the assets realized by liquidator? Total 1 lakh. 80,000 stock of finished goods and 20,000 for other assets. So total amount was 1 lakh. On 1 lakh rupees, 3% of 1 lakh amount was 3,000. So total of liquidator remuneration was rupees 4,000. Then organization have to pay the liquidator remuneration rupees 4,000 as the second sequence. Next is the cost of liquidation. In the problem they have already mentioned here cost of liquidation rupees 11,000. So we will write down here 11,000. Okay, but before all the payment we have to consider, we have already paid these three items, but before that we have to consider the receipt side. On the receipt side, organization have already firstly cash in hand. Organization have the cash in hand, that is the amount was rupees 10,000. If you see on the balance sheet asset side, you will get the idea. Cash in hand, that is a cash organization already have, that is the 1 lakh. Second was assets realized. Under the head of assets realized, first asset was realized, stock of raw material. Okay, stock of raw material was sold for rupees only 30,000, but there was a secured loan of rupees 38,000, means bank sold that asset for rupees 30,000, but there was a loan 38,000, means out of 38, 30,000 have been paid up. But there is a difference value rupees 8,000 that we can say that is an unsecured creditor, that is less secured loan. Amount rupees 38,000. Here will be the difference value minus 8,000. Minus 8,000 we cannot shift on the receipt side. So we will directly shift to reverse side, that is the unsecured creditor. Under the head of unsecured creditor, unsecured loan rupees 8,000. Another, next they have organization have sold with the help of liquidator, two assets have sold. First, assets sold by liquidator. Here, first is the stock of finished goods. Stock of finished goods was rupees 80,000. Here will be dash because already 8,000 have been shifted on the reverse side. Stock of finished goods 80,000 and another one, other asset 20,000. So total amount is 1 lakh. On this 1 lakh rupees, we have paid the liquidator remuneration as a 3%, that is amount is the 3 lakh. On this 1 lakh, 80,000 plus 20,000 sold by liquidator. So plus amount is, total amount is 1 lakh. On the 1 lakh, 3% of 1 lakh is the 3,000 and already fixed by organization 1,000 plus 3,000 is equal to 4,000. On the receipt side, we have considered cash. First is the cash in hand, second is the asset realized by bank and assets sold by the or asset realized by the liquidator. But in the problem, we have already considered rupees 3 not paid up by shareholders. So we have to call rupees 3 per equity share. So what is the total amount? So 20,000 equity shares per equity share value rupees 3 for 20,000. So what will be the amount? 60,000. So we have to write it on the receipt side. I will write it here. 20,000 equity shares of rupees 3 each paid up. Okay, difference value. So 20,000 into 3 is equal to 60,000. This 60,000 we will receive here. All the amount have been received, so we have to shifted this amount on the receipt side. On the payment side, we have already considered legal charges that not given in the organization. Another one, liquidator remuneration, we have already considered it. Cost of liquidation given in the practical problem 11,000. Next is the preferential creditor. Preferential creditor amount already in the balance sheet have been displayed here 1,200. So we write down as it is. Preferential creditors 1,200. Next, debenture holders. In this problem, if we have already read it, debenture holder, they have not mentioned. So under the head of debenture holder, this will be the dash. Next is unsecured creditor. Rupees 8,000 that can be shifted from secured to unsecured, that is the 8,000, but original amount of unsecured creditor they have given in this problem 1,01,800. So we have to write down under the head of unsecured creditor. 1,01,800. So total amount is 1,09,800. Okay, next number is preferential creditor. But here apart from preference and equity shares, stock of secured loan, preferential creditors, unsecured loan, already we have paid up this liability. On all the adjustment we have already considered. Now next number is the preferential creditors and then last number will be the equity shareholder. But here first preference is the preferential right, have the preferential right to the preferential creditors for the repayment of capital and for the dividend at the time of liquidation or at the time of winding up of the company. So before payment to preferential shareholder, we have to calculate how many cash we have. Okay, so we have rupees 10,000 in our purse. We have already organization have 10,000 as a cash, 1 lakh as a assets realized, 1 lakh plus 10, that is a 1,10,000, and rupees 60,000 that is we have received from equity shareholder. So total amount organization have is a 1,70,000. 1,70,000. I will write it on the payment side also 1,70,000 and double underline here. Okay, total. But from 1,70,000, how many cash? the organization have remained to pay the preference shareholders? We will see it. From 1,10,000 on your calci, you can minus this amount from 1,70,000 minus 4,000 minus 11,000 means 1,70,000 minus 4,000 minus 11,000 minus 1,200 minus 1,09,800. The remaining amount will put on your calci, that is the 44,000. These 44,000 we have to distribute this amount between the preference shareholder. But preference shareholder have total preference shareholder are 15,000 number of preference shareholder, and we have to pay total amount 1,50,000. That is means what? 44,000, this amount is not sufficient, but we have to pay this between all the preference shareholder equally. So this 44,000 remaining balance amount upon number of preference shareholder was 15,000. 44,000 remaining amount upon number of preference shareholder was the 15,000. So per equity share value will go 2.933 per preference shares. This 44,000 will be paid, and finally we have to make the tally of this problem. Thank you.